turning pages, night turning days. I'm tired of waiting. I gotta make it.
Yeah, but what do you think about Cam Reddish though? Is he going to be a guy we look at?
I think Cam Reddish, and I know people probably tired of me saying, but Cam Reddish, I honestly think Cam Reddish would be the best thing for the Cavs. Now, the problem is we might have to pay a ticket for him too, because I know the Atlanta Hawks general manager is probably looking at it from this perspective. The fact that Cam Reddish with less minutes is more efficient and has averaged more points this season, he can be a star if you give him some more minutes like this literally. Let's highlight this for a second. But
he's 38% from three. That's I didn't
crazy.
realize he was doing that well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and then when you look at this right here, oh shoot, hold up. When you look at this right here, 24 minutes, right? He's gotten 4 less minutes than last season, yet this is his most efficient from three, most efficient from free throw, most points, with more touches, essentially. So Cam Reddish he's literally showing you this season he's ready to be a star or very close to it with those type of averages. So it's like if a player like Cam could get a team like the Cavs that's going to give him more minutes, I truly think that's it. Like so I do think and with Atlanta, I don't think they would want Colin for sure.
No.
So they would probably want either one of our bigs, maybe Laurie. I don't know. That might be. Maybe we could get off with Laurie.
Yeah.
Maybe that could work.
I mean, what are the Hawks actually? Because there's the big rumor that they're going to be selling in the off season, aren't they? Wasn't there a big rumor that they're looking at a potential they're actually going to be one of the teams that are selling because they're not convinced on why am I forgetting his name? Why have I forgotten his name? I don't know. There's multiple players on their team. Danilo Gallinari, he's one of them. Like he just hasn't fit in with the Hawks. There's rumors they're going to be looking to get rid of him. There were rumors on other players too, because like right now at the time making this when we're doing this podcast, they are the 12th seed. Like they're not as good as what people think they are. They've got Bogdan Bogdanovic, who is not playing good at all. If they were to get rid of him, could you imagine then if they started Cam Reddish? He could explode then. There's Kevin Herter, who will be a free agent, who's kind of doing his thing, but they might look to trade him now while they can. Gallinari's there. Onyeka Okongwu still might have some worth for a team out there. They could look to maybe trade away. Yeah. They've got players here which they can for sure make moves, and they've still got their foundation. Yeah, true. See, they've still got their foundation of like John Collins, Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, which he's had injuries heaps. I still feel like he'll be an all right player. He just needs to get his body right. And even Clint Capella's still there. They could definitely sneak out a couple first-round picks. And look, if they trade away maybe these players, if a team is really desperate and maybe they get a first-round pick out of Bogdan, not only do they get a first-round pick out of him, but they might get to start Cam Reddish and make him a lot better of a player.
Yeah, that's an interesting point for sure. Because it's another young guy, too, that I can't think of his name.
They've got Sharif Cooper, who I think could be a solid player one day.
But what's the other small forward Atlanta has? And I think he's hurt, though, too. But
DeAndre Hunter or?
Yeah, DeAndre Hunter, too. So that's another, because then they probably would have to decide between who they believe more, Cam or him. Yeah. So, but when you put it that way, I agree with you. Especially if they aren't selling. If they are selling, that is going to be weird for them because they do have a lot of assets to make something happen. Like you said, they got contracts and Clint Capella to make stuff work. I'm not sure if they would trade John Collins. They might.
They might, yeah.
They might. They could. They might. They like you said, they got Gallinari, they got Lou, they got attractive talents like Herter for a young guy. So, and Okongwu too, which I don't think they really give him that type of playing time, but that's obvious because they got Clint Capella and John Collins. So, and Gallinari. So that could very well be the case for Atlanta, where they just, I won't say blow it up, but kind of like a mini, like just reboot. That's probably
Yeah,
a little
just
quick
kind of like a
reboot.
little refresh in their team.
Yeah,
And we spoke about this earlier too, or in like a different podcast, but they're in no rush to trade Cam Reddish. Like
yeah,
realistically, if they wanted, they could keep this guy for the next 4 years if they really wanted. Because like any contract this guy gets, he's still got another year left. And then after that, any contract they get for him, they can just match. And they've got
yeah,
all the time in the world to develop this guy and
yeah.
turn him into a starter eventually. It's just, do he and Hunter, do they work together as the wing duo? Because both of them are pretty good 3-point shooters, but I don't know. I just don't know if, because both of them are pretty tall. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
which one plays the shooting guard. That's the question that I have, because I don't think neither are natural shooting guards in the league anymore. I think they're both natural small forwards.
You can honestly pick Cam at the power forward, which I think they actually did in the playoffs, and he had a very effective 3-point percentage too. But I don't even think you pick either one of them at the two. Honestly, I think you kind of use what makes them special. Put one at the wing and the four in y'all case, because y'all really don't need one. And honestly, the shooting guard y'all need like a catch and shoot shooter, like a Klay Thompson tier.
So
I just don't know
Kevin Huerter.
Yeah, that's who they really wanted Kevin Huerter to be. He just hasn't necessarily lived up to that yet. So
the question is too, do they move on from John Collins? Like, because they've ran this experiment for a while, and even though Collins is playing all right this season, would it make some sense to maybe just send John Collins elsewhere, and then you can start Cam Reddish at the power forward? Because I reckon Cam Reddish with Clint Capella, that could actually be an all right duo. Like, you've got Clint Capella, who's an all right interior guy, but he's mainly an elite rebounder, and can be a really good, pick and roll type of guy. Do you then put Cam Reddish next to him and maybe roll out a little bit of a smaller team instead of having John Collins at that 4? It's going to be a tough one. They've got moves to make. Oh, they've also, they took Jalen Johnson in the draft too. Like, that's a steal. Like, he could be an all right player in the future too.
Yeah, that's going to be weird because DeAndre Hunter's 6'8". Cam Reddish, I believe, is 6'8". For some reason, I cannot see it. Oh, yeah, he's 6'8". So, yeah.
They got moves.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ew.
I mean, he's a capable defender. So is DeAndre Hunter. Jeez, maybe trading away John Collins, their defense would probably improve having Cam Reddish at the small ball 4.
Yeah. If they really believe in their offense, you could double down. Or you might even want to trade Clint and just move John Collins to the 5, or assuming if he would be comfortable with that, and just have a very mobile starting 5, because a lot of teams would not be able. Our pace would be crazy.
And the perimeter defense would be pretty good, even though there's not much interior defense there. Perimeter defense it'd be tough.
Yeah, they would be kind of honestly banking on that like Golden State philosophy, really. And they can probably get away with just signing like a very cheap rim protector. Like, let's say JaVale McGee hit the market again, get him. Had Phoenix not signed Bismack Biyombo for the rest of the season, maybe get him. But, one of them caliber centers to protect the rim, and that might be kind of fluid to come off your bench. So, they definitely got the options.
Yeah, well, there's another team that's selling. There's so many teams that are selling this year. Like, I don't know. I think the Cavs could definitely look at this Hawks team too, and maybe could be a couple players on here that would go all right. I wouldn't even mind if they want to swap, like, if they would want to swap Bogdan, I wouldn't even mind trying to swap, Lauri Markkanen for Bogdan Bogdanovic.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense for us. I don't know about them, but it'd be cool for us.
That would definitely be cool with us. For sure, I would love it. But with all that being said, though, because I see that timer, I want to thank you for joining the podcast and stuff. And if it's anything you want to say before we end it, or any last remarks.
I'm just hoping the video that I made on the Cavs, because me and you have both made videos, I think, saying that like we're gonna make the playoffs. I'm just hoping this ain't gonna like come back to bite us and stuff, because we've had a bit of a rough patch recently. We've had a lot of bad luck, especially with COVID. Let's just hope we continue going.
Yeah, man, because this is the year. I really think this is the year. Like, and COVID has been hitting us hard, and we have been overcoming these challenges. And it's like, we know we should be in the playoffs because we had one of the hardest schedules in the league, especially to start off. And we did really, really well, right? And I know. And right now we're like I said, we're like a 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. So it's like we should be in the playoffs. I didn't think we was going to be this good this early. I predicted 35 wins. And right now it's looking like we're going to get way more than 35 wins.
Yeah.
So I'm for sure proud of my Cavs.
I'm hoping so, yeah.
That's Atlantis with that money.